Hello, friends. Welcome to September 6th. We are so excited. We delayed our recorded connection call from last week to this week because our beautiful, amazing friend Chelsea was able to join us. And she is going to talk with us today about how to earn a trip, how to grow a team, and how to really lean into this season of not only Scentsy, but of your business and your life. So we're excited to hear from her. So without further ado, Chelsea.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to really dive in a lot with recruiting because I feel like that's a huge part of our incentive and it's a huge part of how we just grow in general. Hold on, I see my face just on the screen, so I'm going to flip it on my end to everybody. It's weird seeing just my face. But there we go. Okay. So relationships are a huge part in our business, whether that's for recruiting or growing your own business. That to me is the foundation of everything in our business. So if you are not working on the relationships with your customers, that's where you have to start immediately. Also, the belief in getting sales and recruiting is a huge chunk of how to be successful in this business. Even on the days when you don't believe it that you can do it, you have to tell yourself every single day, you know what, I'm going to talk to one new person today. I'm going to follow up with one new customer. I'm going to place one order today, something like getting it out there and putting that energy out there for people to just grasp onto. And recruiting is a lifestyle, just like how we always say that sales is super important and that's lifestyle. You have to do it consistently. Well, that's exactly how you have to work your business when it comes to recruiting. It is a lifestyle. It's a mindset. And if you guys see me looking down, it's because I have notes, which I never do, but I'm being intentional with this. So it's a recruiting, or it's a lifestyle, and it's a mindset. You have to do it every day. You have to do something every day in your business that has to do with recruiting and sponsoring, because once you recruit, you have to continue sponsoring and helping that person. If you are inviting these people into this business and you're just letting them roll up to your upline or to the team page and you don't do anything, then you're doing everybody a huge disservice, especially the person that just joined you and that is trusting you, which comes from the relationship that you have built. If these people are joining your team, they are trusting you that you are going to lead them to success. They are going to trust that you are going to be there to help them answer their questions and lead them the right way, the Scentsy way. And we have to stop looking for motivation to recruit. I have so many conversations with people like, well, I'm just not motivated. Motivation is a temporary feeling. We cannot base our entire business or life on motivation. You have to start creating a habit, because when you do something small every single day, that is with recruiting and sales, it becomes a habit. And so that to me has been a huge game changer in earning incentives and just growing my business in general, because I'm not just recruiting during incentive periods. I'm recruiting all year round, whether I have one recruit a month or 5 recruits in a month. And guys, we have to stop saying, I've only had one recruit this month. That one recruit is everything. That one recruit could be your next up and coming leader. That recruit could be somebody that it's going to change your personal life and your business. You just never know. So don't discredit just because it's one recruit, because that person could completely change your life. But start creating habits. Put a goal down somewhere. I have mine right here on my little dry erase board that says follow up with, and her name's Amanda, because she wants to join, but she's nervous. And so I have to walk her through that. And people are going to be nervous, guys. Like, it's a natural feeling. We're all human. I was nervous as crap when I first joined. I'm sure we all were. But once we get over that, then that's when the magic will start happening. I mean, we're all probably going to be nervous no matter what. I still get nervous to this day, and I've been in Scentsy for 11 years. We're human. Ways that you can talk about recruiting and talk about the join special. We have a $40 join special this month. If you haven't talked about it, what's going on? That's where we need to start. If you have not shared it on social media, in your VIP page, in your stories, anywhere, we need to start there first off, because we're already 6 days in, and if you haven't started sharing that, you've just wasted almost an entire week of this month. You are letting people just fly on by without having them know about the join special. So like I said, Stories, Facebook, Instagram, get in there, show your face. I don't care how nervous you are, do it. And do it like the best that you can. I don't care if your voice shakes. Sometimes my voice shakes. Sometimes I get really nervous talking about join specials still, but I know that it's going to benefit me in the long run. And I know it's also going to benefit the person that has been watching my stories, that has been curious about joining. So get in there and talk about it. Share the flyers, share what's actually coming in our kit. Because a lot of time people, you talk about it, but they're like, well, what do I get? Like, what am I spending $40 on? Right now, people are gonna be like, well, I would rather, go buy groceries and stuff. Well, if $40 is a problem, that's more of a reason why you should join Scentsy. All the more reason. Post on your personal page. Don't post flyers on your personal page. If you can stay away from flyers and you can put a picture of yourself and go on Canva, go on, I think it's the Studio app is what I use, where you can put to the image of the kit in your hands, like you were offering it to somebody, like personalize it, have fun, get creative, and tell people how Scentsy can change their life, how it's changed your life. Talk about the trips that you've earned. If you haven't earned a trip yet, you're going to, and that you were working on it. Talk about the community that you guys have. That's what a lot of people actually want nowadays is community. They want to be a part of something that brings them so much joy, where they are welcomed, where they feel like they can just be themselves. And that's the beauty of Scentsy. We can be ourselves. Maggie, Ariel, and I are all completely different, but we're all the same in so many ways too. And that's what I love about Scentsy. It's brought so many incredible people into my life. And I love talking about that and sharing that. And I want people to experience what I get to experience and what all of you get to experience. Posting your VIP page. I don't care if your VIP page is dead. I don't care. Continue posting in there if people are watching. Just because they're not liking, they're watching. There are people that have never, ever, ever liked any of my posts, but then they're coming around, they're like, well, I've always wanted to join Scentsy. Can I have more info? Guys, info is free. Share it with them. So another way is your emails. If you're not sending emails to your customers and dropping in the little golden nuggets of, hey, we have a $40 join special, you're missing out on opportunities there. An email can go to so many people, mass emails. I do my stuff in MailChimp, and then I copy it into my workstation and send it out that way. I put it in my Happy Mail. I have a little flyer where I put it in my Happy Mail and I send it out. Every time I send any kind of Happy Mail, I put join stuff in there, whether it's the $40 join special or join for free, because we always have the join opportunity. We always have a join special. And make sure that if you have Scentsy Club members, get on them about getting paid off their club. Talk to them about getting paid off their purchases. I've said it so many times in my stories where if you're spending $200 or more with me in a year, it just makes sense to join Scentsy and get paid off your purchases. Another huge thing that has helped me over my 11 years of being with Scentsy is adding value. How is Scentsy going to add value to their life? Some people want to join as, just to be their own best customer. And that's okay. Like, we have to be okay with that, because you could have 10 people join and 2 of them could probably do something with it. And you got to love everybody, but focus on the ones that want to work. But don't discredit just because some people want to join as just being their own best customer, because that person could eventually change their mind when they, drink the purple drink and they're like, okay, this could be something big. Then the excitement happens, and then you have basically like a brand new excited team member all over again. So adding value and how Scentsy can change their life, and how Scentsy can add value. And it's very important to talk about that with people, knowing why they want to join. If they're joining because they need money, then you need to sit down and figure out how Scentsy can help with that. If they need to, they want to travel. Okay, well, we have an incentive going on. We have an incentive going on every 6 months. That's a trip. So, and then we have the, the little incentives throughout the year. But if you want to earn a trip, this is what we're doing. This is how I can help you. And this is how you can earn it for yourself or for 2. Adding value, working with that person personally off their goals. I know a lot of people do, boards. I'm still looking into that. I'm like tiptoeing into it. It's kind of intimidating. But with me, I basically just train off of their personal needs, and it's worked. And I know that I can switch into boards and make that more personable per team member. Also, authenticity. This is probably the biggest thing that you guys can do is being yourself, because people nowadays aren't on social media to see what product you're offering or to see what company you're part of. They want to see the value that you bring into this world and the way that you lead, the way that you work your business. Don't be spammy. Because spammy, they're going to start running away and they're going to run for the hills and never look back. Be you, add you into your posts, add your family into your stories, just share who you are and sprinkle Scentsy into it, because that's where the relationships, like I said in the very beginning, is the foundation. The relationships and the connections that you make is the most important thing, because when they join your team, then you already have that connection with them, and it's not the awkwardness, if you know what I'm talking about. It's like, okay, hi, how are you? And you've got the customer service voice changing. It's not like that. It's a lot more personable. And something that I've always done is I've gotten off of and out of my office, and I'm out there getting involved in the community, helping at my kids' school, helping. My husband is part of like this little veterans program that we go to now. We have our church. We have things around here where we just get out and we get involved. I talk to small business owners when we go to farmers markets. I love going there because they are like-minded like me. And I'm like, oh, these little business owners, I want to get to know them, follow them on social media. They follow me back, and the relationship starts. So I just had a girl, she makes like signs for your doors and stuff for Halloween and Christmas every year. She's incredible. She just ordered 2 6-packs from me yesterday because of the relationship that we've built through farmers markets. And it's so cool how relationships are created. And you guys have to have like zero expectations of people ever buying or joining when you first meet these people. Like, get it out of your head to be like, oh, I'm going to have her join, or, oh, I'm going to get her to order. No, first and foremost, it has to be that foundation of who are they? What are their kids like? Do they play baseball? Do they like, my daughter is into art, and I've met so many moms. I'm not an artist. I can barely draw stick people. Okay. That's where I'm at in life. And when I go there, it's a whole nother group of individuals that I never thought that I would be around, but my daughter brought me into it. And now it's like a whole nother love for art. And I have a whole new relationship with all these people, and it's so magical. And they see my stuff. They don't always like my posts, and that's okay. But I know that they're watching, but I'm not in their messages and going, hey, order from me, please. We're friends now. We're Facebook friends. We're Instagram friends. You need to order from me. No, I don't push that way. I will never encourage that. I highly suggest you don't ever do that when it comes to sales or recruiting. But I do check in on them. Or when I see people from the farmers market and they have their fresh produce, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to come get me some of those. And the conversation naturally starts when I get there, and they're like, hey, so I saw that you have this scent, or I saw that really pretty warmer that you guys have. And it sparks a conversation. And that's the beauty of Scentsy. It's a conversation starter. No matter where you go, no matter where you're at, it's a conversation starter. And I have a little crossbody bag that says Wax Boss on it. The amount of times that has been a conversation starter, sometimes not in the right way. I've had people go, do you wax? And I'm like, no, that's not what that means. And then that sparks I'm a fragrance specialist. I don't usually start off by saying I'm a Scentsy consultant. I say I'm a fragrance specialist, and I've said that for so long now. And it just makes me sound more professional. Not that I am, but it has a nice ring to it. And sometimes Corey's like, you're what? And I'm like, just leave me alone. You do your veteran thing. I do my wax stuff. Okay. And it's so fun and it's so exciting. And a lot of times I think we get away from the fun of Scentsy. And that's what makes joining the best part, is the fun, the tricks. SFR, these great trainings where we all collab and we do these things. That's the fun part. And doing Happy Mail, all of that. And if Happy Mail doesn't bring you joy, I'm sorry. But it brings me so much joy. And I love sharing with people what I do. And I try to keep it extremely simple. So it's also duplicatable for them. So they're not intimidated. Because if I do a home party and I'm bringing all of my warmers and I'm bringing all my bars, do you think people want to join? No, I would not join. I would not join. So I try to keep it extremely simple. My online parties, I keep extremely simple. Whitney Hebel, she just did a whole mock party and it's incredible. So if you're having trouble with there, I encourage you to go there because that can show people the simplicity of how online parties can work. And it's great. And I love it. Recruiting, I know I said it has to be a mindset and it has to go back to believing in yourself. I have so many conversations with my up and coming people that I know have the potential. And a lot of times they don't know how to start. Listen, none of us knew how to start recruiting. None of us. It's simply about just taking them one step in front of you, following with the next step, following with the next step. And like I said, don't discredit for the one that you get. And don't discredit if you don't get any. If you are consistently having joint conversations and people don't join, that is still okay. Because you are, 5 now conversations deep, and you are a lot more confident now. So you use joint conversations as like a practice if people don't join. It's okay. And just because people say no, 9 out of 10 times means it's not right now. And a lot of the time it's just fear that got in the way. And you just have to be the person to stay consistent in their head to be like, okay, she believes in me. And that's why I said, showing them what they can bring to Scentsy. Ooh, that's another thing I forgot. Showing what they can bring into Scentsy is incredible. So the girl that I just mentioned, Amanda, so she has 3 kids. Her husband is best friends with my husband. They went to high school together. And she's so funny. She's so funny. And I'm like, you know what? How many people you would make laugh at a home party? Oh my gosh, you would make all of us crack up. I would love to have your light in our group page. Do you imagine how many people would just shine so much brighter because you are here? And it's stuff like that. And like, I know that people are super creative. I have someone who I'm working with. I've been working with her for a few months, who is extremely creative in Canva because she did, what's it called? It was another direct sales company, not important. That's irrelevant. But I saw her do all these crazy, really cool things on her Instagram. And I was like, oh my gosh, do you know how many people would love that in Scentsy? So many people. So also building them up and the value that they could bring into Scentsy. But guys, I really, really, really encourage you to get off of here and get out there. Using hashtags has actually really, 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 really helped me on Instagram. If you're wanting to grow through social media, if you're an introvert, I got you. We're going to go here now. If you're an introvert, use hashtags on Instagram. Be very, very, very intentional with your hashtags. My stuff is all public. I'm very intentional with what I tag. So if I'm talking about a joint special, I'm talking about Scentsy. I'm talking about the shirt that I have on, which is anything Halloween or fall decor. Not this shirt, but in a post I did. Fall decor, fragrance lover, work at home mom, veteran's wife. I'm pinpointing everything that I have to offer in that hashtag. And it has brought so many new people. The last 3 new team members that I have recruited have been from that. So be very intentional with how you share and how you use a hashtag, because if you can bring value to them, or if they're looking on your Instagram and they're like, oh, she loves decorating. Oh, she's a military spouse. Oh, she has kids. Oh, da 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 da. I want to follow her. And then that's when you can add value, because they're not joining and following me, or they're not following me because of my business. They have most likely no idea that I have a business until they come to my page and watch my stories. And that's kind of how I guess, reel them in. That sounds really bad, but that's how I reel them in. Is I want them to know who I am through my stories and through my posts, and then sprinkle Scentsy in there. And it's changed. And I asked one of the girls who just bought from me a few days ago, she's in Louisiana, and I said, how did you find me? And she goes, through your hashtags. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for telling me that, because now I know my hashtags are working. So that's where I come in with confidence, saying use your hashtags, because they've brought in so many new people. And it's going to bring probably some weird people in too, so you can remove them as well. But invite them all, but remove the people that just don't. But I go to say that this has to be a lifestyle that you do every single day, not just during an incentive, because all the work that you did in the spring, summertime, where a lot of people say that's our slow months, you're going to reap the benefits come fall. Because right now I'm seeing everybody wake up. I'm seeing leaders who haven't led in a long time wake up. I'm seeing all of this fresh new excitement. And if you haven't worked since spring and summer, it's going to be a little harder in fall and winter. So that's why I said keep doing it all the time, no matter what incentive's going on. Recruit, recruit, recruit. Have the mindset. It's a lifestyle. Get out there. Don't be afraid to talk to people. And if you are, take that one step. Compliment. Start off with a compliment. Becca Levi, back in 2013, 14, my very first world tour, she was there, and she said she always starts off with a compliment. And I was like, that's great, because I love complimenting people. And I love doing that. So I don't care if they have Crocs on. Hey, I like your Crocs. My son's obsessed with Crocs. And it's conversation starter. Don't be afraid to be you and to share you through social media and sprinkle Scentsy in there. People are not following you for your business. They're not engaging with you just for your business. They want to know what you have to offer. They want to know who you are. And I know we all get really nervous we do get nervous when we talk to brand new people. It's okay. We all do it. Okay. But know that afterwards, you're going to feel so much better that you did it. And there was something that just popped into my head that I said, I can't forget that. And it just did. It'll come back to me. But at the end of the day, a lot of people don't feel like they are worthy enough to be a leader, because whether they've grown into a lead consultant and they've lost their team. I hear that a lot, that, well, I lost my team before. Guess what? You know how many team members I've lost that have fallen off? That does not stop me from continuing to grow. I got big goals. I got even bigger dreams, and sitting around and not talking to people and not offering it to people is not going to get me there. And that's what you guys have to look. If you've had a team and they've fallen off, guess what? You're lucky. It's a brand new start. Fresh start for you. We're in a new catalog. We're in a new season. It's a fresh start for you to grow your own team. Find new people, or find new blood is what we like to say. Or follow up with the ones who did fall off. Just because they aren't brand new doesn't mean that they won't add value. If you look in the incentive, we still get 250 points for them too. So, so make a plan. Look at the incentive. If you guys really want to earn Hawaii, or if you want to shoot for the moon and go to Bora Bora, I highly suggest you sit down and make a plan. What do you need to do? What do you need to do as far as recruiting? And what you need to do as far as PRV. And if you don't have 500 PRV in, we need to work on that first. Work on that first. Because you can't serve without being able to help them. If you don't know how to get 500 PRV, how are you going to teach them to get 500 PRV? So make sure your business is solid. And I did it ass backwards when I first joined. I will be completely honest. I was all into recruiting, and I recruited and I recruited and recruited, and I grew. And I've always been like this. I grew wide and I grow deep. We have a very deep and wide group, and it bit me in the butt. Like halfway into my Scentsy career, when I realized, oh, my PRV isn't where it needs to be. It was hitting 500, but why am I doing the bare minimum? Why am I a bare minimum leader? That's not leading the way. That's not showing the way. And that's when I made the decision, like, okay, I'm going for annual sales for the first time. And that's when I made a plan on how to balance all of that. Make sure my business is solid first, and then serve others. And it's been great ever since. So again, get in your stories, get on your personal page. If you're not posting on your personal page and just your VIP page, you're doing your whole business a disservice. Get in there. Talk about it. If you're not sprinkling the join opportunity everywhere you go, every happy meal you send, you're missing out on an opportunity. If you're not putting it in your emails, or if you don't send emails, you're doing your business a huge disservice, because you could do a mass email in a matter of 10 minutes or less than, depending on how fancy you want it to look. But you guys could reach out to so many more customers that way. And don't forget to follow up. If you've had conversations, follow up with them. Please follow up, because that is where the bulk of my recruits have always come from, is following up. Because most of the time they forget. It's not on the forefront of their mind. It's on ours, because we're like, yeah, that's a brand new team member. We want them to join. It's not on theirs. They have a life away from Scentsy, and you have to follow up with them to keep reminding them. And don't forget to add value. Remind them of getting paid off their purchases. That's a huge one. Huge, huge, huge. And stop looking for motivation and start creating a habit. One small thing that has to do with recruiting every single day will build the confidence that you need to continue having those join conversations. And they do get a lot easier. And when you hear no, you're like, okay, bet, challenge. I'm going to the next one. Like, it becomes a challenge, like a fun little challenge for you to see how many you get, to where you're like, oh, I got my yes. So that's really all I have. I could talk about recruiting all day, every day. But at the end of the day, it's up to you, and it's up to what you want to do with it. The ball's in your court. It's in your court. It's what you want to do. You want to make money in this business. That's where the bulk of your money is. Right there. You want to change lives, right there. Don't think that, no, I don't want to say that. Oh, it was going to be good, but it probably would not. But anyways, ask your family, ask your friends, and don't just not ask your family just because they're family, because you may know the same circle. Okay. Ask everybody. I don't care if they're a lawyer. I don't care if they're a dentist. I don't care if they're a homeless person. You ask everybody. You offer it to everybody. Everybody. Because at the end of the day, everybody needs to smell good. And who wouldn't want to make $100 here or $1,000? Christmas is coming up. Money's tight for people. You have the opportunity. See if you can get their kit for free. If the money is the problem why they're not joining, number one, that's the biggest reason why they should join. And two, have a party. Flip it to them. Have them get the stuff for free. A lot of times people don't realize we have that until we offer it. There's a whole thing of how many or all of our join kits that we have. $40, $59 free all the time. Well, not the 40, but the 59 and the free every single month. There's no reason why you should only be recruiting during an incentive period. It's an every single month opportunity to change lives. So that's all I have, unless people have questions. Let's see.
I didn't see any questions come through in the chat. We're just like quoting you.
Oh,
which is amazing. I love this so much. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and get them ready. I did want to make a note of two things that you made me think of. Last week I had an epiphany of, okay, it's the end of August. Was that last week? Anyway, whenever the last week of August was, I had this epiphany like, okay, so when August started, I was talking about the joint opportunity and the business like it was going out of style. And then it just kind of slowly digressed, right? I stopped talking about it. I was like, why am I not talking about this business opportunity like it's August 1st every day? So talk about your business opportunity like it is August 1st. And then the second one, Melissa Gratz was talking last week at the end of shift, and she made this analogy, and it was just like, duh. So if we have this like restaurant or like coffee shop, if I find this amazing place and I'm like, Chelsea, Maggie, you have to go to this coffee shop. It is freaking bomb. You're dumb not to go, right? And why are we not talking about our amazing products like that? Like, you should buy this. You're dumb not to, but in kinder words, right? Exactly. It's the analogy of like, we have this amazing product. So why do we become timid and shy? And same with the opportunity. Like, we know how amazing it is. We know how life-changing it is. We know how incredible the scents and the products are. But why do we just turn inward when it should be like, duh, try this.
Yeah.
You need it.
Yep. And a lot of time from that, where we always get like, it's like our insecurity comes out and like, we're just like, oh crap. I think it stems from because we get paid off of this stuff. So we feel like it's spammy, even though we know it's not spammy, even though we know what it's done to all of our lives, we still feel guilty that we're like taking something from these people. But at the end of the day, it's a blessing. We literally have a huge blessing in the palm of our hands every single day for everybody. And I love that analogy. I'm going to have to use that. But it's so true, because how many people talked about pumpkin spice on September 1st? Me, I did. Or no, it was August 28th, I believe it was. We were out there. We were telling everybody that we were getting our pumpkin spice lattes or our pumpkin drinks or whatever. If we talk about Scentsy as much as people talk about Starbucks pumpkin spice lattes, oh, we'd be like a 2-time billionaire company. Like, it would be crazy, and the excitement. And so that's, I love that. But that's, yeah, it's so true that we get like nervous, but
yeah,
nervous doesn't pay our bills.
Nope. That's so funny because that's what Diane put in the comment about pumpkin spice. Cynthia asked, what is your go-tos to boost your PRV?
So I have a few things. Number one, and I know Maggie's gonna say yes to this, club. Number one, club. Huge portion of my sales every single month is club. I don't care if it's one bar for people, I tell them to get a club. And I don't let them stay in club. I will flip that person into a team member. That is like my first, so there's like my steps. Get them in club. See? And then tell them the benefits of joining and getting paid off that club. I don't want them sitting in my club. I don't want them to be my club member forever and ever. I want them to join. So if you want, you can kind of use that as like a stepping stone to get people to join. They've already joined the club. Why aren't you getting paid off the club? So start there. You can use that. I just now thought of that. I'm writing that down. But club is number one. And then getting in my stories and just talking about it and being personal with why I love my products. What are my favorite scents? What are my not so favorite scents? In my VIP page, I have talked about some of my least favorite scents. And some people love it. They love the honesty with it. I am just me through Scentsy, if that makes sense. I love the product so much that it becomes contagious with my customers. I send out emails, like I said. I send out the same thing that I do for recruiting, I do for my sales. I'm in my stories, in my personal page. I'm not posting flyers to be like, order from me. Hi, order from me. I have this goal that I want to hit, which first time in a very long time I did that, because I'm reaching a really big goal for my 11th year this month. But it wasn't like spammy. It was you'd have to go see it. But I don't post flyers and say 6 bars for $30. Click the link right here. No. I create my very personalized 6-pack. And I'm like, guys, this is my absolute favorite 6-pack. You need it. Just trust me. Why do I love it? And then I would put like apples or pumpkins or cinnamon or something like that to make it personal. Happy mail, and then my follow-up. I am in my follow-up system like no other. After a few days, once I see their stuff's ordered, I give them 2 days, and I'm like, hey, how'd you like your stuff? Or, hey, oh my gosh, did you smell cider mill? Isn't it the best freaking scent in the world? Or, hey, how about that warmer that you just got? How gorgeous is it? Can I see a picture of it? How did you style it? Because I love decorating. So I'm like, I want to see how you styled it, because I want to be inspired when I get mine. See how that whole relationship was just built and how I inspired them to decorate their warmer, get it out, style it so I can see it, so I can post it in my VIP page to share how Susan just decorated her warmer. And guess what? Because if people look at my warmers, they're like, oh, Chelsea's decorating again. But if I show that someone else is decorating their warmer, they may be more into that style. You just never know. So I do that. I'm in my VIP page all the time, talking about my family, talking about Scentsy, what do people do this weekend? Or sometimes I'll have customers on there just asking how my family's doing in my VIP page. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. And so I kind of give updates of our family life in there. And, you know, it's like my little family in my VIP page, and I love it. We do fun games in there. We do, what's it? Like this or that. We just do really fun things in there, and it's just interactive, and I like it. And don't worry, I've had my moments where my VIP page was dead until you work on it and you continue building those relationships. And mine went dead when our life got flipped upside down because I was not intentional with what I was posting there. I was kind of just scheduling and leaving it. I was posting and praying. I'll be honest. I was scheduling and praying. That's what I was doing. But honestly, it's in the follow-up. It's 100% in the follow-up, and it's being personal. It's telling people why they would like this scent. Oh, if you like apples, oh, you would love Johnny Appleseed. Oh, and by the way, this scent that you love so much, it also comes in this, and this, and this product. You would love it. And don't forget to upsell. I upsell all the time, because most of the time people don't realize that we have bundle and saves. A lot of times they don't realize that we have a 6 for 30 bundle pack. It's the best thing in the world. Why aren't people knowing about it? Well, if they don't know about it, I'm gonna let them know about it. Half the time they will go on my website and send me a list of everything they want, and they haven't bundled it. And then I bundle it, and to them it looks like I just saved them a crap ton of money. And I'm like, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, and being honest as well. And that's where what was that really, really gross scent that smelled like cat pee?
Baba honey.
Yes. Oh my God. I remember getting that, and I posted it in my customer page, and I said, I'm so sorry, no one's getting samples this month because it smells like cat pee. It was all my bars in the trash can. It smelled awful, but people loved it. Like, they loved the fact that I was so honest with it. Unfortunately, there are people who like that scent, and we pray for those people, because that was an awful scent. It was an awful scent. But club number one is the number one thing. And you guys, like I said, you can use that as like a stepping stone. Get them to club, get them to join. Don't keep them in club. After you order and don't bundle, how do you tell them next time? So I simply just say, hey, for next time, I'd love to save you some extra money. We have a bundle and save for this option that you just chose. And we have other bundle and saves for if you want to switch it up next time. I keep it very simple and casual, because I don't want to sound like a telemarketer. I don't want to sound like, I don't know, a Kirby vacuum seller. I don't want to sound anything like that. If they see me in my stories talking casual, I don't want to sound like a customer service person in their ear and all of that. I just very, very casual, because I want that relationship to be casual.
Right. And with text, sometimes you don't want to come off as condescending either. Like, oh, you spent more money than you should have. You don't want it to come off like that either. So it's a fine line of, hey, just next time, let me know. I'll help you save some money.
Yeah. And I love voice messaging. If I could do anything on my phone, it's voice messaging, because people can feel your excitement, especially when new products came out. When, what was it? When the Mickey warmer came out, the pumpkin Mickey warmer, I had 5 customers. I am in there on voice message, like, have you seen what's coming? Hold on, let me show you. Or, I mean, depending on who I was talking to, I'd be like, girl, hold on, are you sitting down? And then some of them, yeah, it was way more personal than that, where like, hey, blank, girl, just, you know how it is. Just personal. When you're with your girls, you're talking to them, you're showing them what you love and what they're going to love and why they need it. And if, you know, offer a little special, if they ordered it, they got the bar with it. So it was fun. It's always fun. I like to make it fun and not so business-y. I'm very big. I love it and I treat it like a business, but if you know me, it's not gonna feel like a business. It's gonna feel like passion, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what it is. I'm just passionate about what I do, and you know, I love it. And when you're passionate and you love what you do, it doesn't feel like a job. And some days are really hard. You're gonna have hard days. You're gonna have hard team members. You're gonna have hard seasons. but we can't make decisions off of those moments. We can't just reap the benefits in good seasons. We have to work through and overcome during those hard seasons, hard moments, hard team members, because we're all gonna have them. It's fine, it's part of the business. But don't stop just because it gets hard. Come on, no, I don't want that fresh cut grass either. I forgot about that one. I don't want. I think we had like a burnt tire one year in the guys collection where it was like pizza and burnt rubber.
Rubber.
It was disgusting. Like, not for me.
It
Not
was,
for me.
it felt like a gag, but I mean, it was real.
Yeah, I don't gag to a whole lot of sense, but there's been a few. We're doing really good right now. We're on a good path of not bad sense. So we got to keep that up.
That's so awesome. Does anybody have any other questions for Chelsea? Or comments? Things you're working through right now?
The questions were back. Some of them, a lot of them felt like they were the same.
Yes.
But also if you guys like want, I know you guys have Ariel and Maggie, but if you're wanting to just kind of see what, like how I am in my stories or posting on social media or all of that, feel free to message me, to send me a friend request on Facebook and Instagram. That way you guys can get kind of like a little inside of how I work my business without being spammy.
And I think it's so cool and inspirational to see how other people work their business, knowing that, oopsies, stop, got another call in 15, knowing that you can do it how it works best for you. You don't have to be a copy of somebody else because that's inauthentic. And people they will know what is you and what is not. And it's okay to be you. It took me a long time to realize that and lean into it, but it's okay to be you.
It's 100% okay to be you. And it took me a long time to get to that. And I've talked with both of you guys as leaders about that. It's taken me years to get to a point where like, I know who I am and what I bring to the table, and what I bring to the table is enough. And that's very powerful to say and to feel. And I hope one day, if you guys aren't there yet, that you get to that moment where you're like, what I offer is enough and who I am is enough. And it's just a very powerful thing. And I said it the other day in one of my other calls, that we have to stop absorbing everyone else's content and start creating our own, because that is when your authenticity is going to shine a lot brighter, when you're not absorbing everybody else's content, because that's their content for a reason. It's not yours. It's great to take nuggets and put your own spin to it. I encourage that, but don't forget that, if it doesn't align with what you want and who you are, it doesn't have to be what you do. You don't have to do it. And that stems a lot in recruiting and sales and everything in life in general. So I'll end with that too.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for your time today. I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys took a lot of notes and you are able to move forward successfully this season and beyond with not only how you approach recruiting, but how you approach sponsoring and connecting with other people. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you so much. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much, Chelsea. We love you.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye, dudes.